What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. So, Triple G, he says Canelo Alvarez cannot hurt him, and Canelo Alvarez cannot stop him. Now, based on their first two fights, I probably wouldn't disagree with him if this was happening, this third fight was happening back in the day, like very soon after their second fight. Because stylistically, the way they fought each other, Canelo couldn't land the combinations on him. He'd catch him with a good one, but he really wasn't catching it with two, three pieces and stuff like that. Okay. But let me say this. In the first fight, Canelo fought on the back foot. And he was, doing the Floyd imitation and slipping and sliding and moving, throwing, quick, fast counters. Most people feel Triple G was robbed. Triple G said, I wanted to fight Mexican style, but he want to run. Now, he don't want to fight me. Stand and fight, want to run. Second fight, Triple G was on the back foot. Canelo decides, okay, you want me, you want Mexican style, let's go. And he came in and was walking Triple G down. So why was Triple G moving, right? Okay. Second fight, Canelo wasn't able to catch him the same way with combinations. Like he wasn't really hitting with combinations, one punch at a time when he would land anything, or maybe a hard one, then a semi-hard one, or a light one, or whatever. So there was no knockouts in the fight, no knockdowns. That's not to say that somebody didn't get hurt with something that okay, I felt that one. I don't want to get hit with that one again. But it does say this. The fact that was years ago, and we could see that Canelo is still the same, but Triple G isn't. Triple G feet slow. His hands have slowed down. He doesn't have that zip on his punch anymore. And Triple G's stamina doesn't seem to be what it used to be either. Okay. I think Canelo punishes him and knocks him out now. You know how Triple G used to walk in, and then he would throw a paralyzing body shot, catch you on the ropes, and then start unloading and hurt guys? That's the type of shit Canelo has been doing. Now, if Triple G watched the Bivol fight and think that because of what Bivol did, that he feels like he has a better chance now, don't get me wrong. You need to be confident. No need to go into a fight scared or thinking or doubting yourself, because I don't see how you're going to win a fight then, right? Unless you get lucky. But he's not Bivol. Bivol would beat Triple G if they fought now. I'm completely convinced. In fact, he would beat him much easier than he beat Canelo. Maybe he feels like he can get in Canelo's head. Canelo coming off of a loss. Maybe he feel like he can just, get in there and get in his head and have him come out fight the wrong strategy. Who knows? I don't know. But at the end of the day, he's not the same fighter. Now, only time will tell when they get in there and fight what's going to happen. But I think Canelo punishes Triple G this time around. Triple G he's not the same fighter. Like, it's noticeable in every way. He's not the same guy. And basically, I think now when he gets hit, he's going to get hit more clean. And I think Canelo knocks him out. Because he's going to take too much punishment. He's too easy to hit now. So he doesn't have the same defense, the same movement that he used to. Nor does he have the same reflexes. So we'll see what happens when the fight happens, when it takes place. But he's not going to be able to do what Bivol did. He doesn't have the height, the reach. He doesn't have that type of style that Bivol has. The discipline to fight that way for 12 rounds, and that's Bivol's style. The way he did what he did. So for Triple G, not knocking him for what he's saying. From his standpoint, he's the one in there. I mean, I know I'm not afraid of anybody. I wouldn't back down from anybody, so I wouldn't expect anybody else to do that. But at the same time, from my perspective, being realistic, watching what I'm seeing in him, I can see the differences. And like I said, he slipped. Canelo didn't. Let's not get it twisted. Yes, Beevil schooled him and just stuck to his game plan and outboxed him and did what he was supposed to. But it's not like, and he was hurting Canelo. Canelo felt those punches. He know, okay, this guy can bang. I got to be careful. Canelo has a reputation of putting knots all over guys' arms and big welts and damaging their bodies, man. And he did the same. He knotted Beevil shit up, but Beevil's tough and Beevil stayed in there and did what he was supposed to, right? So we know Canelo can punch, and we know Canelo still, he has, look, Canelo himself looked gassed out, and he looked tired in the third round. So it could help Triple G if that does happen, that Canelo gets gassed. That could be, because Canelo, one thing that he does, he fights patiently, but the thing that he does wrong, people can say what they want to say. When it works, people don't think about it because it works. But when you get in there with somebody like Beevil, for example, the problem with Canelo is every punch he throws, he tries to knock you out with. So instead of being patient and setting you up with shots and working off of his jab, being disciplined and letting the punches go from the jab, throwing combinations, what he does is he throws everything hard. And when he does throw punches fast, it's like what he's going to throw. Beevil was ready for that shit. The other guys that Canelo fought, he beat them because he was just clearly better than those guys. And Canelo is a great fighter. Don't get it fucked up. But again, like I say, he shouldn't be traumatized by anything. He got beat. He got out-hustled. He got outworked. He fought a guy that didn't back down from him, wasn't afraid of him, and had a good, ring IQ. And he beat Canelo with basic shit, but it worked for him because of his physical gifts. With his reach and his height, his movement, his speed, he put it all together. You always hear me say when a guy fight, especially against Canelo, because people always said the only person that's going to beat Canelo is Father Time. So you hear me say, for certain fighters, they got all the tools they need. It's how they put it all together in the ring. Even when people say, yeah, but Caleb Plant, he don't have power. If Caleb Plant was as good of a boxer as he thought he was, he could have outboxed him. Okay? The thing wasn't Canelo got lucky or he fought a lesser fight. No, Plant can box. The way Beevil fought him is how you envision Plant fighting him. But more lateral side-to-side type movement. You have to be defensive. If you don't have the best punch in the world, the biggest punch, even with respectable power, you need to have the movement. Why? Because a guy like Canelo is going to try to walk through you. But when he has nothing to hit, then he's getting countered. Even if you're not hurting him, guess what? You're putting rounds in the bag. It wasn't his lack of power. And I hear so many people say that about Plant. It wasn't. It was the fact that he needed better conditioning so he could keep this up for 12 rounds. That's where it wasn't his lack of power. People out there, he didn't have the power to keep. No, you don't have to be the biggest puncher. Skillful boxers have showed you through time. It's the skills that pay the bills. Plant has respectable power. He basically just didn't fight the right fight, and he was trying to counterpunch with a guy who basically, if you're letting him outwork you, and he started getting hit as those rounds started coming down, he allowed Canelo to reserve his energy. Whereas with Beevil was hitting him with that jab from the first round. He was sticking and moving. He was, doing what he had to do, and he was making Canelo get frustrated and desperate. So basically, even though I think Caleb Plant is a good fighter, it just showed you he still has one level. You understand what I mean? Even though he can box, he's not a switch hitter. If he was, he could have outboxed Canelo. He was doing good. He was holding his own until he got knocked out. So it's not like Canelo went there and just blew him out the water. But it's what I'm telling you. How you put it all together. When to punch. When not to punch. How much to put on that shot. I'm going to hit him with a 3-piece hit. Jab, move, jab to the body. Keep that stick to the body, up to the head. Move. Right? 4 or 5 punch combination. Move, jab. Always jab. Canelo's going to try to cut your shots when you're jabbing. He's going to try to dig to your body, And Canelo's smart because he will beat your arms up. That's some old school shit. Beat the arms up. You come from here to here. Then next thing you know, your hands are down here. And it worked against a lot of fighters. It didn't work against Bivol though. So, you can't take shit away from, when you go in there, because we've seen many cherry picks go wrong. But at the end of the day, when you go in there and you're fighting the guy, and people saying, well, this guy's not as good as this guy, and I told you guys, Caleb Plant is a good fighter, but it's how you put it together. Triple G already been in there twice with Canelo. But like I said, the problem is Canelo is still the same. Triple G isn't. Canelo is still dangerous. Let's not count him out because he lost to Bivol. This is not like it's a first meeting between him and Triple G, and Triple G still in his prime. Triple G is 40 now. Now, it doesn't matter if he's 40 and he's still in there able to, keep going and on that same level, but you can clearly see where he's diminished. You could clearly see it. So, I mean, I respect him having belief in himself. Like I said, I don't know if he's saying this because he truly believes it, or if he's seeing if he can try to, play mind games with Canelo. Either way, we'll know when the fight happens. But, excuse me, I think Canelo is going to destroy Triple G. I think he's going to hurt him, and I think he's going to knock him out. If he doesn't knock him out cold, it's probably going to get stopped because I just think Triple G is going to take too much punishment. We'll see when it happens. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Do y'all think this version of Triple G is going to be trouble for Canelo, or do you see it like Canelo should be able to walk through Triple G at this stage of his career? Let me know in the comment section. Never fall in love with lies, murder, truth, bring it out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.